My name is Miguel. I'm an artist working and living in Southeast London, and I go by the alias Miguel H. Cuar. I could describe my work as a mixture of different languages that collide into one physical space. I really like the power of color and the psychology of color, a strong and clean aesthetic, comic books from the 90s. I would describe it as a mixture of different things that sit well together. I've always been creative. I've always been painting and, playing with crayons or markers or pencils or whatever. So from an early stage, I was involved in all those processes and I was familiar with all those materials and stuff like that. So that shows me that I was always, always creative and always thinking about different things. Fast forward, I could say that maybe the biggest thing that introduced me into the art world or the creative world, and the biggest thing in my life that influenced me to take this path would be graffiti. Going outside with my friends and all that influenced me a lot in a good way, definitely, in a good and positive way. We had a special place where we could all go, whatever, and paint our thing, and that was a really positive impact in my life. So one of the things that took my attention and grabbed me completely was the freedom of painting graffiti. That feeling of being able to do pretty much whatever you wanted. If you could handle it, if you could reach there, if you could enter that place, or if you could do it, that gave us a lot of freedom. I think at that age, all teenagers should have a space like that. Space of kind of no rules, no expectations also. So that's important. Graffiti for me was a place where we could try things. When I paint graffiti, strictly graffiti, that's what I do for myself. That's a selfish act of painting, if that makes sense. If I do a street art mural, it's because I'm looking to communicate something across the title and the picture that I'm painting. But if I do a graph mural, probably it's just a nice background, maybe a comic character, maybe my piece, but there's no message. It's purely visual, So the ideas that inspire all my work, the ideas that they're based in my everyday experiences. So things that I feel, things that I see. It is what I think internally, but I think it's really important to mention that what I think as a human, loads of people will think the same because they're humans too. So my point is that even that this is a reflection of my self-doubts and my self-questioning and stuff like that, this can also be the answer to the questions that somebody else might have. What I love the most about what I do, what I really enjoy about what I do is being free to explore my own doubts and my own, my own questions, for example. That's one of the things that make me happy of what I do. Another thing that I really like about what I do is just being involved with painting all the time. I've always liked painting. I think applying color to something, it's generally for me, it's always for good, There's a psychology behind color, right? Red, yellow. Different colors will influence you in different ways. They will shout at you different things. I really like how by using one color you can communicate one thing or another. I only work with 12 colors because I like the simplicity of that. When I've got just 12 colors, I'm gonna pick one blue, one red, one green. So the selection is kind of already done for me. One of the best interactions that people can have with my work, for me, is when I see someone smiling, looking at one of my pieces. That's for sure the best feeling I've ever had. Because that means that I've managed to change the mental state of a person. So I've managed to make them smile, in itself is like a superpower. I'm enjoying myself doing something physically that then eventually someone's gonna see. If my work opens a dialogue inside you, that's enough for me. That's a good interaction. That means that I want people to think about anything. And if my work makes them think, that's perfect. Yep.